The Managing Director, Nigerian Railway Corporation, Kayode Opeifa, joins me now for a breakdown of today's stakeholders' brainstorming session, focusing on the opportunities and challenges currently facing the railway industry in Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you very much.
Right, let's begin with this brainstorming session with stakeholders actually focusing on opportunities and challenges in the rail industry in Nigeria. I mean, give us maybe briefly, the high points of that
there are people,
outing.
It was a gathering, second edition of the international conference. People came from the Middle East, Africa, and Europe. And top of the agenda were issues relating to financing, investment, and opportunities. Few people talked about challenges, because the challenges in the rail sector are the same, almost all over. Vandalism, derailment, accidents, incidents. But generally, I don't see challenges anymore. And also, the world is moving away from challenges, because every challenge becomes an opportunity to do something different. So at this conference, the government presented a scorecard and also declared that Nigeria is open for investment, and that people are free, investors, financiers are free to come and make a pitch. Also, we as the rail managers, the Ministry of Transportation and the Nigerian Railway Corporation also provided some of these opportunities, while you also have people promoting the company promoting the high-speed rail was also given the opportunity to tell Nigerians and stakeholders more.
The one that says Nigeria needs about $65 billion to...
No, I don't think that's what they said. They said they will be bringing in about $60 billion to make it happen. Not that we need. That's what they said.
That's what the investment will take.
Then you also have major contractors having a pitch as to what they have been able to do. By and large, we x-rayed what has happened in the industry in the last 10 years, and especially the last 2 years, especially with the issue of Kaduna, Kano, and Kano Maradi reaching about 60-65 each. And what that means is that percent completion. What that means is that people will now be able to travel from Abuja straight to Kano, and they can also travel from Abuja straight to Niger Republic, the border point of Niger Republic. Then the agencies like Nigeria will also presented what we are aware are the plans of government to be announced very soon. The completion of all the rail lines to the water, to the seaports, to the ports. So Lagos at Apapa will move down to Chinkan. Port Harcourt will move down to will be constructed down to One, and Warri will move to Warri Port. And the efforts to continue the Lagos-Kano route, or let's say Lagos-Abuja now, because Abuja, Kaduna, Kano.
I'm glad you talk about that, because I was just going to, let me just butt in here. I was going to ask if there's any plan for, connecting Abuja to every region in the country. Is that even on the table?
Yes, Abuja is fast becoming a bigger hub, just like what Lagos, Kano, and Enugu used to be in the past. So the plan is there is a Lagos-Kano. That's the one we have completed, Lagos-Ibadan, and Abuja-Kaduna. And the Kano-Kaduna is ongoing. So what is left is the Ibadan to Osogbo to Minna, and Minna to Abuja. And I'm very much aware that Ibadan to Osogbo has commenced. Port Harcourt to Aba completed. Then you now have Port Harcourt to Aba to commence, and Port Harcourt to One to commence. So gradually, is that the expansion program is ongoing as planned, and that funding will now be made available to push it so that we can complete. Because that's the opportunity. The opportunity in the rail sector is that you have a continuous long distance to move. If the distance is not moving, it's short. It will not be as profitable as it should. And that's why we also presented to them effort being made on the narrow gauge the Lagos to Kano, Kano to Kaura Namoda, and Kano to Unguru. The government is now working to get that place sustainable for freight movement. And if that will be the longest, for now, that's the longest single rail, like apart from the Warri Itakwe, that is 380 something. This one is about 1,200. So if that is completed, and what we are saying is that all this jointing means opportunity for people to invest, get it completed, and like the minister mentioned, there are a lot of PPP options, concessioning, licensing. We have programs that we have developed. The track access program, which CCC is using on the cargo, CCC Nigeria Limited on the cargo, and Lagos State is using on the passenger. And similar to what you see in Plateau State now, where you have lines from Jos to Bukuru on its way to Kuru, and Ogun State is also about to latch on that.
So what you're saying, if I get you correctly, is that Nigeria is about to be connected 100% by rail?
That's the target.
And is there a timeline?
Timeline.
How many years are we looking at?
We have different projects, different timelines.
Okay.
Now connecting the port to the connecting all the existing lines to the port, they're all under priority one. First, number one priority.
Right.
Then continuing the existing lines are also under priority one. So everything depends on funding. That's why the conference discussed more about funding and investment opportunities.
Are there incentives that you're giving to these investors, whether they be
the incentive
foreign
is
investors, what are the incentives?
It will make business better than it is. It will make your return on investment much more than you currently have it in high percentage. Then you have ease, you have peace of mind. It is safer and it is more resilient to weather and all those other conditions. Right now, you see government like that of Niger State. They are working hard because if you produce all the foods in your locality and you can't get it to where the market. The market is in Lagos, Kano, Kaduna, Port Harcourt, first-class market. And if you produce foods in your own area and you can't get it to those areas, or if as we are getting it there now is at a cost, when you have rate to move it, it becomes cheaper.
Absolutely.
We are seeing figures of inflation going down. We are
Very
going to
slowly.
hear definitely that there is a factor from the rail sector.
Yes,
in all those
apparently.
So the aim is government wants to divest into the private sector to take the operations while government takes the risk. That is the incentive. There are risks of investment, but if the track is constructed, everything is ready. All you need to do is bring your locomotive or rent a locomotive or lease a locomotive. And also the construction threat is already removed. The risk associated with construction is removed. That's what government is doing.
Right.
And that means the investors can come in. Some may want to complete. Many of these routes are below $500 million, which are within limit of many of these developmental agencies' investment. And once we are able to get as many of these investors to come in, what you will see is that more businesses will go towards the rail. And when they go towards the rail, that means ease of doing business will be better, cost of doing business will be better, return on investment will be better, poverty eradication becomes real. You can measure, you will see it, you will feel it.
No doubt, Nigeria's industrialization is tied to the rail sector. If Nigeria is going to make progress.
In fact, Nigeria existence, the coming together of Nigeria started with the rail. It was the
colonial era.
The colonial, it was the 1989 to 1912. It was the merger of the Lagos government rail and the Kano Barrow line that came together to form what becomes the government department of rail, and then joined Ibadan to Kano.
Right.
Came out from a Barrow, join everything, and then people can now move from Barrow Port and Lagos Port, that is Apapa Port, straight to the north to move cotton. That was the beginning. Eventually, they discovered that groundnut
can also be.
And you now see the Dantata family also.
No doubt. I mean, there's a need to, for Nigeria to create a shift in freight transport from road to rail, considering
and government has put up the freight by rail revolution.
I mean, when you look at the figures from South Africa, Kenya, 100 million tons yearly moved in South Africa. In Kenya, 5.2 million. Do we have an idea of what we're doing so far and what
I won't give
the
figures.
objective is?
I won't give figures for the reason of because you have given the figures from two countries.
From South Africa.
By the time people start comparing, it will be modeled up. What is what we are moving much more some years ago, but in the last 2-4 years, we are now moving much more than we are moving at that time. So our target is to make sure that as we move much more. As at this moment, the fact that the lines are not connected,
right,
beyond 400 meters, is limiting the capacity of the Tori Bukamobi. But if I talk of the volume of interest from the miners, from the farmers, from people producing make in the north to get a make down to Lagos, where the market is, I mean the population.
Yes.
There is no reason why we won't do better than South Africa. Okay. We'll definitely do better than Kenya.
Okay.
South Africa now has about 30-something thousand kilometers of rail, which is 10 times.
Awesome.
What we have.
I mean, Nigeria's rail sector contributes less than 0.5% to the GDP. No doubt the potential is huge.
I know the implication of that. Anytime the transport sector contributes less than 6%, the country cannot develop. So we have to invest in that sector to shore up the transport sector contribution, and then we start moving out of.
I have to say thank you very much. Kayode Opeifa is the Managing Director, Nigeria Railway Corporation. Thank you for joining us on Newsline.